No, interview. Cut. Okay, we're headed south to the side-by-side rally at Sand Hollow. Yamaha called me. They said, hey, look, you're really important. We really value your opinion and want your help in developing the next line of the YXZs. So I was like, finally. So we're going down. We're actually going to talk to some Yamaha engineers and tell them what's pretty cool about the YXZ and then what it really needs to be, and hopefully be directly involved with the next YXZ project. And then we're going to play around, have some fun, mostly working. Not a slow machine. For me, it's not a slow machine. Okay. But then at the same time, the ultra fast stuff. Like there's a couple roads up where we are that are out like in the desert, and they're not bad until you're doing 60 to 80 on them, and then there's a lot of what turn out to be giant flips and tail jumps and dips and stuff, and it feels it feels a little small for that. So not quite as kind of the higher speeds. Yeah, for the really high speed stuff. But in terms of fun stuff, when
As long as we're having a good time, not being awkward.
if eyes open, that's awkward, but this part's not awkward at all. Okay, so the YXZ, alright, it's 2016, sport shift, no clutch, but has the paddle shifters, which I find to be a fun balance of shifting without having too much. I tried the one with the clutch and the sequential shifter on the side, and it's kind of fun, but kind of a lot going on, especially in like tight, twisty trails and stuff. This thing has a really long steering rack, I think. So like more revolutions to get the wheels to turn, which is fine because it keeps it light, which I really like. But it's active, and on like the tight, twisty trails, like you're doing a lot of spinning the wheel around and stuff, which is really fun. But when you're doing that and you're shifting and you're clutching and you're trying to lift the brake and stuff, I don't know. I guess I'm a little simple-minded, but it was kind of a lot. But the sport shift is really fun.
Paddles are sweet.
Yeah, the paddles are sweet. And the machine itself is. So what have we done to it? We did shocks. We sent our shocks off to shock therapy, which was a huge improvement. So these just had the standard Fox shocks on these. That they make an upgraded model that has, I think, twin piggybacks on them and like dual rate springs. And it's apparently suspension-wise. The engineers, I was complaining about how bumpy this thing was on slow stuff and did okay on the fast stuff and not awesome. They're like, yeah, all that stuff's taken care of on the other model. But if you don't have that and you have the regular shocks, Shock Therapy, these things are so much nicer. They resprung them and revalved them. It's the dual rate springs, or the two separate springs on there, the crossover. It's much more comfortable in the slow speed. We haven't done a ton of high speed stuff, but it seems like it handles the high speed stuff a lot better too. So pretty excited about that. We did the Yamaha gear reduction kit, which is the, I think, 70-20 on it, which, so at first was not awesome because the dealer didn't program it. So they got it all installed, and it would shift, and it was okay, but some of the shifts were really slow, and sometimes it would lock itself in first gear. You had to turn the machine off and then turn it back on. And it was like 10 seconds, so you programmed it for the size of the tires that were running and the gear reduction kit, and then it shifted amazing. And it does. It shifts amazing right now. So it's still, I don't think even with the gear reduction kit, I don't think it's as anywhere near as good of a rock crawler as like a Razor is. We did a cage, a do-it-yourself cage kit from CageWorks, HWX. That was a fun experience putting that together.
Yeah. Turned out good.
Yeah, it turned out sweet. It looks. I think replacing the cage. Well, I think it dresses up all the machines. I don't think there's a machine out there that doesn't look significantly better and feel better protected with an aftermarket cage. So we did that. It does make getting this hood part on really tricky, but it's okay. Yeah. We're running MSA wheels. We're running 28-inch Raven Ironside tires. They're pretty lightweight. I like the tread pattern, and I like the look of them. And I went with 28 because this machine is already kind of on the lower end of the power scale, and you feel a huge power loss with running, bigger tires. So, and even with the gear reduction kit, I just didn't want to give up, too much speed and acceleration, I guess, on the tires. So, they are bead locks. I love the look of them. I think it looks freaking sweet. And then a light bar. It's a light bar that we sell, or that we, sort of unbranded. Same with the mirrors, kind of an unbranded mirror setup. But I like the round convex mirror. That's by far my favorite mirror. We've tried a bunch of different mirrors. I feel like that gives you the best visibility, and the cheap to replace.
Yeah, they look good. I've used them. They work good.
They work good.
It allows you to see a lot more, especially when you're tucked up inside.
Yep.
Some of these side by sides like this and the X3, they have a higher backside.
Yeah, it's hard to see much through, especially once you're running. We'll probably run a spare and a box and stuff back there, and it builds up. You need something inside, so
definitely worth it.
Yeah.
And then, the color scheme you got going on, I think looks pretty cool. How the cage matches the shocks. And then you got the gray ring around your wheels.
It was not planned very well.
Then you got the red,
it's
white,
kind of
blue.
It's kind of pulled together as the little America machine. Yeah, America machine. I like it.